Good morning. Today we are discussing about another rearrangement, that is Wolf rearrangement. Wolf rearrangement. Okay, what is Wolf rearrangement? When alpha diazoketone is treated with solid silver oxide will undergo a rearrangement to give ketene. This rearrangement is known as a Wolf rearrangement. So look at it here. When alpha diazoketone, what do you mean by how do you write alpha diazoketone? R C double bond O CHN2. This is alpha diazoketone. This is alpha position. Alpha diazoketone is treated with solid silver oxide, Ag2O, silver oxide, will undergo a rearrangement and you will get ketene. Look at here, how will you write ketene? R, CH, double bond C, double bond O. This is known as ketene. This is ketene and this is alpha diazoketone. Alpha diazoketone. This rearrangement is known as, that means conversion of alpha diazoketone into ketene, highly reactive ketene. That rearrangement is known as Wolf rearrangement, and we are using silver oxide. We are using for this transformation, we are using silver oxide, and keep it in mind, instead of silver oxide, you can use a proper, that means on irradiation, this reaction can occur, that means HNu, or on heating also, this reaction can be occurred. Okay, so instead of silver oxide, this reaction can be carried out on irradiation, HNu, or on heating, we can convert alpha diazoketone into ketene. This reaction is known as Wolf rearrangement. And one more point, if this reaction is carried out in presence of water, silver oxide in presence of water, suppose water is also there, then this ketene is unstable and immediately it will be converted to the corresponding acid. That means RCH2COH. We are getting RCH2COH. Okay, so this is the Wolf rearrangement. Once again, Wolf rearrangement is the conversion of alpha diazoketone, R C double bond O CHN2, alpha diazoketone, on treatment with silver oxide, or you can use irradiation, or you can on heating, it will be converted to ketene. What is the formula of ketene? R CH double bond C double bond O, ketene. And if the reaction is carried out in presence of water, this ketene will be immediately converted to the corresponding carboxylic acid, or this will be CH2 and COH. Okay, this rearrangement is known as a Wolf rearrangement. And usually Wolf rearrangement is coming when you convert a carboxylic acid into a higher homologous acid. What do you mean by a carboxylic acid into a higher homologous acid? The conversion of a carboxylic acid into another carboxylic acid with one additional carbon atom. That is what is called the conversion of a carboxylic acid into higher homologous acid. Conversion of a carboxylic acid into higher homologous acid. That means conversion of a carboxylic acid to the next carboxylic acid. That means with an additional carbon to that carboxylic acid. Usually during that conversion, Wolf rearrangement is coming. So let us go through the mechanism of Wolf rearrangement. Before starting the mechanism, as I told you, Wolf rearrangement is the conversion of alpha diazoketone to ketene. This mechanism, this rearrangement is happening when you convert look at here, R COH, this is a carboxylic acid, is converted to higher homologous acid. That means with an additional carbon atom. That means the conversion of this carboxylic acid into what is the next member? R CH2 CH2COH. R CH2COH. Look at here. RCOH is converted to RCH2COH. That means another carboxylic acid with additional carbon atom. This conversion, when during this conversion, the Wolff rearrangement is happening. And for this conversion, what are the reagents we required? One is thionyl chloride, SOCl2. Second one is diazomethane, CH2N2. This is diazomethane. And third one is silver oxide, Ag2O, in presence of water. Okay, so these are the reagents required for the conversion of one carboxylic acid to higher homologous acid. So thionyl chloride, SOCl2, and the second one is CH2N2, diazomethane, CH2N2, and silver oxide in presence of water. So the entire mechanism or the entire rearrangement is known as Ardat Eistert Wolff rearrangement. The entire mechanism or the entire rearrangement, that means the conversion of a carboxylic acid to higher homologous acid, that entire mechanism is known as Ardat Eistert-Wolff rearrangement. So during this conversion, Wolff rearrangement is also occurring. Okay, so let us see the entire mechanism or the entire conversion. That means Ardat Eistert-Wolff rearrangement. Okay, you can see that. Look at it here. So keep it in mind which are the reagent: thionyl chloride, then diazomethane, then silver oxide in presence of water. So let us start. RCOH, RC double bond OH. On treatment with thionyl chloride, SOCl2 thionyl chloride, you can see that this is a very simple reaction. What you will get? You will get acid chloride, RCOCl, acid chloride. And in the next step, you can see that our diazomethane. What is the formula of diazomethane? CH2N2, diazomethane, CH2N2. So before that, look at here the structure of CH2N2. Look at here. That means CH2N2, CH2, double bond N. Okay, you can see that, and here it is. Plus, and here it is minus. This is one structure, or it resonates like this. Okay, here this will be shifted to here, and it can be shifted to here. That means CH2 minus, and here it is single bond N, triple bond N, and here it is positive. This is the resonating structure of diazomethane. Look at here, CH2 double bond N. So 4 bonds are there, positive, and here it is negative. And in the next stage, you can see that this pair of electron is shifting to here. So simultaneously, this bond is migrating to this carbon, and this carbon is getting negative. And of course, since there are 4 bonds, this nitrogen is positive. This is the resonating structure of diazomethane. Look at it very carefully. The diazomethane, CH2 double bond N. This nitrogen has a positive charge because there are 4 bonds, and this has 1 bond is less. That means it has a negative charge. Then resonating structure. Okay, that structure is clear. Okay, now you look at it here. Okay, that is diazomethane, or I can write diazomethane as one resonating structure like this: CH2 N, triple bond N, and this is plus, and this one is minus. Okay, this is the structure of diazomethane, same only diazomethane. Okay, now you look at here, you can this is a CO carbonyl group, is a polar group, and here it is negative. This ion is attacking on this carbon, and what will happen? This bond is migrating to this oxygen. Clear? And you are getting the structure like this: R, C, O minus, here it is Cl, okay, here it is Cl, and here it is CH2, N, triple bond N, okay, of course it is positive. No doubt, very simple step. And what is happening in the next step, you can see that in the next step, when this pair of electron comes back, and here you can see that this Cl, this leaving group is detaching from the carbon. The Cl group is detaching from the carbon, so what you will write? Minus Cl minus, and what you will get? You are getting R, C, double bond O, what is here? CH2, I can write it as this is as N2, this is as N triple bond N, okay, this is N2, CH2, N2, you can write like this, okay, CH2, N2. And now you can see that, look at it very carefully, and first step, as I told you, formation of acid chloride. Acid chloride is attacked by the diazomethane. The negatively charged this end is attacking on the polar CO group, and rearrangement is like this, and the leaving group is Cl minus, and you are getting this compound. And you can see that this CH2 can be written as, look at it very carefully, CHH. And you know that this hydrogen atom, this proton is acidic in nature due to the presence of this CO group. Therefore, what will happen? This leaving group, Cl minus, will remove a proton from here, and what will happen? This pair of electron will be shifted to this carbon. Clear? Once again, this CH2 can be written as CHH. And you know that due to the presence of CO group, this hydrogen is acidic in nature. Therefore, what will happen? The leaving group Cl minus will immediately remove a proton from this carbon, and you get the structure like this: R, C, double bond O, CH with a negative charge, okay, and N2, okay. This is alpha diazo ketone. This is our alpha diazo ketone. Okay, this is alpha diazo ketone. Now, actually, from here, what our Wolff rearrangement is started. Once the alpha diazo ketone is forming, what is the next step? Attacked by our what is that, silver oxide, Ag2, reaction by our silver oxide. Then what will happen? In the presence of silver oxide, what will happen to this diazo ketone? Now the actual mechanism of Wolff rearrangement is starting here from alpha diazo ketone. So in the presence of silver oxide, what is happening to this one? Look at here, I am writing the same thing once again. R, C double bond O, CH minus N2, okay. And what is happening here? You can see that this negative charge is shifting to here. Then what is happening? This again, this is going back. Clear? And you are getting. Look at here. R C O minus, double bond CH and N2. Correct? Or N2. Okay, or you can write it as N triple bond N, or N2, no problem. Okay, this way it is coming. Okay, this pair of electron is coming here, so here it will become a double bond. Immediately that simultaneously this bond is migrating to oxygen, shifting to oxygen. Okay, now in the next stage you can see that again, you can see that when it comes back, you can see that when it comes back, you can see that again reverse only. This bond is migrating to this one. Okay, this bond is shifting this pair of electron to shifting here, and simultaneously what is happening? This N2 is look at here. Again the same only. First it is migrating to here, then it becomes a double bond. Then this double bond is moving to oxygen. When reverse, oxygen is, this pair of electron is coming back, then what will happen? This a pair of electron will be shifted to this carbon. Simultaneously, what is happening? This CN bond breaking, and what will remove? N2 minus N2. Nitrogen is removed, and we get the structure like this. What is the structure? What you are getting the structure like this: R, C double bond O, single bond CH with a negative charge, okay, minus N2, and we get N2 is removed, and we are getting a structure like this. Okay, this is what is called, this is a carbene, and that means carbon with a negative charge, that is carbene. This is carbene, carbon with a negative charge. So carbene intermediate is forming during Wolff rearrangement. What is forming? Carbene intermediate is forming, and immediately you can see that once the carbene intermediate is formed, this alkyl 1,2 alkyl ship, this alkyl group breaks from this carbon and it is attaching to this one, this negatively charged carbon, and you are getting what you are getting. R is coming here, R, and then what is that? Our CH is there. Then what is that? Then attacking here. Then this will be shifted to here. Then what is that? What is that? R, CH, double bond C, double bond O. Look at here. The R is migrating from 1 to 2, from this carbon to this carbon. So when the R is shifting to this carbon, this bond is shifted to here, and you can see that you are getting when R is coming this side, R, CH, then here it is double bond C, then double bond O. What is this one? This is our ketene. This is our ketene. Okay, and you look at here, this is a concerted mechanism. What do you mean by a concerted mechanism? Actually, these two are happening together. That means when the bond is shifting to here, when during the removal of simultaneously same moment, what is that? When the nitrogen atom is removed, the same moment the R is attacking on this carbon. That means this is a concerted mechanism, single step mechanism. Okay. When nitrogen acid is removed from this carbon, that same moment the R is breaking from this carbon and attaching to this carbon, and we are getting ketene. This is the mechanism of actually the Wolff rearrangement is happening from diazoketone to ketene. The entire mechanism is known as Albert-Einstein-Wolff rearrangement. So once again, I am starting from the beginning. Albert-Einstein-Wolff rearrangement means conversion of carboxylic acid into higher homologous member, higher homologous acid. And say suppose we are starting with carboxylic acid RCOH. First step is treating with thionyl chloride, and you are getting RCOCl, acid chloride. Acid chloride is attacked by the diazomethane, and this is the mechanism. Okay, diazomethane is attached, and you can see that when this negative charge comes back, Cl minus is removed. The Cl minus moves away with proton from the alpha carbon, because this carbon is highly, this hydrogen is highly acidic in nature. Therefore, the leaving group removes that hydrogen, that proton, and we are getting removes that proton, and we are getting diazoketone. Now this diazoketone on treatment with silver oxide, what is happening? This negative charge is shifted to here, okay? And what is happening? This pair of electron is migrating to oxygen. When it comes back, again this is same thing is happening, shifted to here. That moment, during that stage, what is happening? Nitrogen is removed, N2 minus, N2 nitrogen gas is, nitrogen molecule is removed. Same moment, what will happen? This my alkyl group is migrated from this carbon to second carbon, this carbon, and we are getting ketene. Ketene. This is a concerted mechanism through the formation of not an intermediate, through a transition carbene. Okay, and we are getting ketene. We are getting carbene intermediate, and finally we are getting ketene. Okay, finally we are getting ketene. Now what is happening? Okay. As I told you, if the reaction is carried out in presence of water, definitely we have taken thionyl chloride, diazomethane, silver oxide in presence of water. Therefore, what will happen? This ketene is unstable. Immediately it will react with the water molecule. It will react with the water molecule, and you can see that ketene is RCH. Double bond C, double bond O. Immediately it will react with the water molecule. Okay, react with water, and what will happen? This pair of electron. Okay, this will attack on this carbon. Then what will happen? This one of the bond is migrating to this carbon. This pair of electron is moving to this carbon, and you get RCH. Here it is a negative charge. And C double bond O, and here it is OH with a positive charge, correct? OH with a positive charge. Once again, look at it here. H2 molecule, lone pair is attacking on this carbon. This pair of electron is moving to this carbon. As carbon is getting a negative charge, and OH is OH2, and here oxygen is getting a positive charge. In the next step, you can see that same thing. What is that for stability? Minus H plus. This bond will be shifted to here, and that means minus H plus. Then it will become OH. That H plus will come to this negatively charged carbon. That means minus H plus and plus H plus. Okay. This one proton is removed from oxygen. That proton is attacking on this negatively charged carbon, and we are getting CH2, C double bond O, C double bond O, OH. This is our carboxylic acid with additional carbon atom. This entire rearrangement is known as I added instead Wolff rearrangement. Okay. And Wolff rearrangement is coming. Well, actually, Wolff rearrangement is the conversion of alpha diazoketone into ketene. Okay, that is a Wolff rearrangement. Wolff rearrangement is important during the conversion of carboxylic acid into higher homologous acid. Okay. So, thank you, and wait for the next video.